Well, we did promise you a special inside view at Maine Road, so we've walked right through a door marked strictly private, players and officials only, and we're right now into the business end of Maine Road. We're in the home team dressing room, where a little later today Manchester City will prepare for another important home match. Laid out all the way around the room is the Manchester City kit, the kit that the players will come in to find neatly laundered and crisply ironed a little later on, with spare kit on the table in the centre of the room. And this, I suppose you could say, is also the first dressing room talk of the day, though by no means as important as the words that will be uttered right here a little later, pre-match, by the Manchester City team manager, Mel Machin. But right now we're going to meet another very important person on match days, indeed right the way through the week, and it seems right the way through the year at Maine Road, a man who's kept permanently busy, the physio Roy Bailey, whose room is just through here. Roy Bailey, are you busy just now?
We've got one or two minor problems, but I don't think nothing much really for Saturday now.
There is never really a time when you're slack totally, is there? Not during a football season, I shouldn't think.
Certainly not, no. We pick the odd things up during the week, and obviously on the Saturdays we pick the various injuries up.
Well, that's crunch time for you, match day. That's when you've got to have the speed of a flying doctor. And to help you in that, you've got this, well, fairly lightweight magic bag. Or that's not what I call it anyway. I don't know how you say.
Alan, everybody seems to call it a magic bag, but it's really the bare essentials of a medical bag you would take onto a football pitch when you see somebody injured.
So there's nothing witch doctorish about this, no?
No, there's not. No, not really. These various things you see in the bag, as from inflatable splints for obviously the broken bones and broken limbs that we come across from time to time. Various other little items we have, a cool spray for the lads. It's just got the ordinary minor kicks on the legs, and
mostly bandaging, really, isn't it? Plasters.
Yes,
and
plasters. I generally just carry the odd bits and pieces about with me all the time. There is some ordinary bandages you can see often. A player will shout over to us that his socks fallen down or his tie-ups come off. So we carry things like this, and the obviously smelling salts.
Have you ever been caught out in a match situation before where you've not had enough of one particular thing?
No, I've not. Touch wood.
So you always put more in there than you need?
Always carry more than I need, yes.
Smashing it. Of course, for an away trip, which you have coming up and you're preparing for this weekend, you have to sort of look ahead and cater for just about every eventuality, because things might not just happen on the pitch, presumably. Somebody might fall in a hotel room or whatever.
That's right, Alan. We tend to take everything from the treatment room. We pack them in 2 or 3 medical bags, from the normal things of plaster to plaster of Paris. So hopefully we get prepared for everything at any time.
Ever ready?
Yes, that's right.
Rather like Roy Bailey's treatment of players' injuries, Manchester City have a tradition that has to be handled with extreme care. Twice league champions, twice League Cup winners, 4 times FA Cup holders, and once winners of the European Cup Winners' Cup. Back in the dressing room, we find reserve team manager Tony Book. Still involved with the club, Tony, after all these years. How long is it now?
Yes, I've been here 21 years now, Alan, and still going strong.
In a variety of roles. Your old number 2 shirt is here.
That's right.
Do you still hanker to get back into that?
Yeah, when I see it, when we play a few charity matches together, we still get together now and again. You know, the Colin Bells, the Franny Lees, Mike Sonneby's, and the Alan Oakses and Tim Pardos. We still get together and play the odd charity match, and naturally, you know, that's the jersey they throw at me.
And while the first team hasn't been noted for success in recent years, you've had a great deal of it lower down the structure, haven't you, with an FA Youth Cup success 1986? And last year you were instrumental in winning the Central League Championship for the reserves. How much satisfaction did that give you when you put that alongside your playing achievements, for instance?
Yeah, it gives us a lot of satisfaction, because there's nothing more exciting than seeing a young player coming to the club and maturing and coming through the teams and getting into the first team and holding a place down and being a regular in that first team. I mean, that basically is what football's all about. We were very, very fortunate about 4 years ago that a crowd of lads came together where basically we knew from the offset that they had a little bit of a chance, because in their first season here, they went through the Lancashire League and lost one game. And, you know, to do that was astonishing, really, for a lot of first-year lads coming in the club. And from there, it's gone on from there, really, because, as you say, they won the Youth Cup, and then they went into the Central League, and they took that by storm.
And with such experience on the coaching staff, Manchester City are finally emerging from the shadows. And here's where the butterflies are most fiercely felt. You know, teams kid the public a little bit by running confidently onto the pitch, but I'm sure at this point, in the tunnel of a famous ground like here at Maine Road, there's just a jitter or two. You almost get a tremor walking out alone onto the pitch as I am right now. It is match day. A lot of activity is going to be happening later. It's not a great deal at the moment. The stands are empty. The pitch, well, I was going to say the pitch is empty, but in fact there's a fixture here at work, every bit as much a fixture in fact as the Maine Road turf itself. Yes, the groundsman, dear old Stan Gibson, a servant of this club for nigh on 28 years, diligently preparing the surface for today's match. Let's go and have a quick word with Stan. Hello, Stan. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
All right.
Yes, thank
Do
you.
you live in Manchester?
Yes, all right, next door.
Who do you support?
Sure. That's silly.
What are match days like, though? You imagine that they're perhaps your busiest, is that right?
Yes, definitely, yeah.
What kind of things do you do on match day?
Well, the first thing is I come in about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, make sure the pitch is okay, because you never know what problems you get while everybody's in bed, so we've got to make sure the game's on.
You're here at 5 in the morning?
Sometimes 5 o'clock in the morning, yes.
And don't go home till what time?
Last out, about 9 o'clock.
Yes, yes. So
A night match could be midnight.
you're replacing the divots, of course, after the
Definitely,
game?
yeah.
Yeah. Do the players ever blame you when anything goes wrong on the pitch?
Yeah, now and again they do, yeah.
What kind of things?
The ball bubbles, you know, or blame the pitch. Always blame the groundsman.
But do you then get the credit when the pitch is playing well and the team does well?
Sometimes we do. All depends.
Also with his feet firmly on the ground, team manager Mel Machin. Mel, fairly new to the job, one of the biggest in football really, as manager of Manchester City. How do you feel things have gone so far?
Well, up to yet. I feel that having started with the boys, they've taken things on at an incredible rate. These last, 8 games, we don't look as if we're going to be beaten.